Deuteronomy chapter 30. Wahayaki avohu alaka kol hadvarim haele habraka wahakalala atranatati lapanaka. And it shall be as all these words, the blessing and the curse, which I am giving before thee, come upon thee. Uahate vota elelababaka bekol hagoyim atrahidi hakaya wehelo hekatama. And thou cause to return to thy hearts, or to thy heart, in all the nations which Yahweh thy God hath driven thee to there. Watabta ad Yahweh Eloheka, and thou return unto Yahweh thy God, Ushama'ata beqolo, and thou listen by means of his voice. Kukol atraha noki masawaka hayom, according to all that I am one commanding thee today. Atawavanaka, bekol lavavaka, ubekol napashaka, thou and thy son, by means of all thy heart, and by means of all thy soul. Wathabiyah wehelohaka, et shabutaka, urihamaka. And Yahweh thy God shall return thy captivity, and he shall have compassion upon thee. Wathab waqibbathaka mikol ha'amim atarahafithaka Yahweh Eloheka thama. And he return, and he gather thee from all the peoples which Yahweh thy God hath scattered thee to there. Im yihya niddahaka biqashe hashamayim. If thy outcast be in the end of the skies, mitham yaqabbathaka Yahweh Eloheka umitham yiqahaka. From there Yahweh thy God shall gather thee, and from there he shall take thee. Wahabiyaka Yahweh Eloheka el haaretz atar yarathu havoteka wirithatah. And Yahweh thy God shall bring thee to the land which thy fathers possessed, and thou shalt possess it. Wehetivaka, wehirbaka, mehavotaka. And he shall do thee good, and he shall multiply thee more than thy fathers. Wamalia weheloheka et levavaka et levabzaraaka. And Yahweh thy God shall circumcise thy heart and the heart of thy seed. Lahava et Yahweh Eloheka bekol levavaka ubekol napashaka lemachna chayaka. To love Yahweh thy God by means of all thy heart and by means of all thy soul, for the sake of thy life. Wanatana Yahweh Eloheka et kol ha'alot ha'ele alo yeveka wa'al shoneka atar puka. And Yahweh thy God shall give all these curses onto thy enemies and onto the ones hating thee, which persecute or pursue thee, or persecuted thee. Wahatta tathub washama'ata beqol Yahweh And thou shalt return, and thou shalt listen by the voice of Yahweh. Wa'ashita et kol mitzvotau atrahanoki mitzvaka hayom. And thou shalt effectuate all his commands, which I am one commanding thee today. Wahotiraka Yahweh Eloheka b'kol ma'asher yadeka b'peri vitneka u'b'peri behemeteka u'b'peri adamatheka l'tova. And Yahweh thy God shall make thee plenteous in all the work of thy hand, in the fruit of thy belly, and in the fruit of thy animal, and in the fruit of thy ground, for good. Ki yatuv Yahweh la shusha aleka letov, katra shasha alehoboteka. Because Yahweh shall return to be rejoicing over thee for good, like that he rejoiced over thy fathers. Ki tishma' b'kol Yahweh Eloheka, because thou art listening by means of the voice of Yahweh thy God, lishamor mitzvotayu v'chukotayu hakatuva b'sefer haTorah hadeh, to keep his commands and his statutes written in this book of the directive of the law. Ki tatuv el Yahweh Eloheka b'kol levaveka u'b'kol nafsheka, because thou art returning to Yahweh thy God by means of all thy heart and by means of all thy soul. Ki hamitzvah hadot atrahanoki mitzvaka hayom lo niflehet hi mimka v'lo rahoka hi. Because this command which I am one commanding thee today, it is not too wonderful for thee, and it is not far. Lo bashamayim hi, not in the sky is it. Le'amor mi ya'ale lanu hashamayim v'yikaha lanu v'yashmi'enu otah v'na'ashena, saying, who shall go up for us to the sky, and he take it for us, and he cause us to hear it, and we shall do it. And it is not from across to the sea. Le'amor mi ya'avor lanu el eber hayam v'yikaha lanu v'yashmi'enu otah v'na'ashena, saying, who shall pass over for us to beyond the sea? And he take it for us, and he cause us to hear it, and we shall effectuate it. Ki qarov elaka hadavar mod, because the word is near to thee, exceedingly near. Bepika u'vilevavaka la'ashoto, in thy mouth and in thy heart to effectuate it. Rehe natati lepaneka hayom et ha'hayim ve'et ha'tov ve'et ha'mawet ve'et ha'ra'. See thou, I have given before thee today the life and the good, and the death and the bad or evil. Atrahanoki mitzvaka hayom Lahaba et Yahweh Eloheka, la lechet bidrachayu, ולשמור מצוותיו וחוקותיו ומשפטיו. That I am one commanding thee today, to love Yahweh thy God, to walk in his ways, and to keep his commands and his statutes and his judgments. Wahayita waravita uberakaka Yahweh Eloheka barish atrahata vahatamalarithata. And thou shalt live, and thou shalt be abundant, and Yahweh thy God shall bless thee in the land which thou art coming to there to possess it. But if thy heart turn, and it hear not, ונדחתה והשתחווית לאלוהים אחרים ועבדתם, and thou be drawn away, and thou worship to other gods, and thou serve them. הגדתי לכם היום כי עבודתו בדון. I narrate for you today that perishingly ye shall perish. Lo taharikun yamim al hadama atrahata over et hayordan lavo tamalerithata. Ye shall not make your days long on the ground which thou art one passing over the Jordan to come to there to possess it. Haidoti bachem hayom et hashamayim ואת הארץ החיים והמוות נתתי לפניך הברכה והקללה. I cause to witness against you today the skies and the earth, the life and the death. I have given before thee the blessing and the curse. وبحرت بحيم لمغنى تحية حتى وزرعك. And thou shalt choose the life for the sake that thou live, thou and thy seed. Lahava et Yahweh Eloheka, to love Yahweh thy God, lishamor b'kolo, uledavkavo, to listen by means of his voice, and to cleave into him. Ki hu hayaka orkayamaka la thebd al hadama atar nishba'ya welavotka l'Abraham l'Yitzhak u'leYaakov la tet lahem. For he is thy life and length of thy days, to dwell upon the ground which Yahweh thy God hath sworn himself to Abraham, to Yitzhak and to Jacob, to thy fathers, to give to them.